invested millions for that weekend. That was my most expensive mistake yet.
How are you kind of like dealing with all of those?
I felt like a failure. As in, nagtatago lang ako sa parking lot. 9 to 6 yung event. Nasa parking lot ako, umiiyak ako sa best friend ko.
Talaga?
Pili ko meron akong syndrome na dahil ako lang yung may kagagawa ng lahat na to, ako lang yung may kasalanan sa dulo.
What advice would you give to yung Cleo na yun back before 2024?
Entrepreneurship gets lonely sometimes. So, it's very important as well to surround yourself with people who will believe in you.
What's like the biggest lesson that you've learned from last year?
You cannot ask for growth when you don't have the container for it. The reason why I'm working so hard for quote-unquote money, it's not really that Hindi siya yung money, it's the freedom. Money itself doesn't have any real value. Papel lang yan. Pero ano ba yung gusto mo beyond money?
Hey guys, welcome back to Small Talk, Small Conversations with huge impact. My name is Alec Cuenca and welcome to the show. I am so grateful for each and every single one of you for being here. I have so many amazing guests lined up for you. But for this episode, I am super duper excited kasi itong guest natin ngayon is someone that I have known ever since the pandemic. And if you haven't watched our old or our previous episode, pakilink down below because you gotta listen to that because you will learn how inspirational this person is. This person has been like changing the landscape of what it means to be a businesswoman here in the Philippines. But not only that, she's very young. Her energy is like world class, and I'm just really, really grateful and honored to have here again on the show, Cleo. Cleo Loki, welcome to the show.
I'm very excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me, Alec.
Yes,
Hi,
thank
Small
you.
Talk viewers.
And thank you again for saying yes. Sabi ko nga, nung pandemic, yun pa yung first time nating magkwentuhan. And I remember that when we talked there, one of you, the story talaga na tumatak sa akin is yung nangutang ka sa parents mo and then you used that to start off your money, tama ba?
Correct.
Quick story, just like can you give me like a gist of what happened there and what got you started into entrepreneurship?
How started Hiraya how it started. I was 15 years old. I was in grade 11. Hiraya Pilipinas started because of my love for statement t-shirts. I was actually inspired by Ayin Bernos's Morena the Label. Hindi ko kayo na-share. Oo, pero siya talaga yung inspo ko.
Okay.
And then, nangutang ako ng 20,000 pesos to have my first 151 t-shirts.
Okay.
And then, hindi siya nabenta for a year.
Talaga?
Tapos during the pandemic, nagkaroon ako ng time. Actually, nag-focus ako more on YouTube YouTube, nagkaroon ng TikTok, and then sa Hiraya Pilipina.
Yeah.
So Hiraya Pilipina went from merch, so from t-shirts to tote bags to perfumes. I experimented with different products until I found my winning product, which are, nipple pasty silicone bras. And then I innovated that category. I was one of the first movers and created the whole brand out of it.
Yeah, and just right now, first of all, congratulations for all of the success and the achievements that you are having with Hiraya Pilipina. Talaga namang grabe ang mga pasabog nyo. Recently, you had your latest ambassadress, which is
Catriona Gray.
Crazy. We also had Nadine before, right? Ngayon si Catriona naman. So again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
But I want to ask, because the past year has been crazy for you. Like, Blessing, how are you? Kamusta ka naman?
Wow. I'm very, very grateful. Honestly, every single day, I cannot believe na I'm living this life. I'm just so grateful, Alec. Kasi masaya ako, grounded. I feel so much gratitude. I recently graduated.
Wow! Again,
grabe.
congrats!
So, alam ko, last na napag-uusapan natin, I was still in school.
Yeah.
Talagang kinayod ko. So, I graduated from Enderon Colleges. I took up BS Entrepreneurship. Kinayod ko siya for 4 years.
Wow.
I was, paying my own tuition. But I'm very grateful kasi I had an academic scholarship. So, at least a percentage of my tuition is already paid for.
Grabe
And
talaga.
then, simula nung nakagraduate ako, I feel like mas nagkaroon ng space for me to focus on the business, for me
Yeah.
to focus on myself. Kasi before, kalat eh. And alam mo ba, ito hindi ko siya inaamin before, pero nung may school pa ako, sinasabi ko na parang, okay, it's admiring from afar na parang pinagsasabay school and business. But the truth is, parang nagiging escape ko yung isa from the other. Which is not a good thing, I would say.
Which one was more of the escape? Was it the business or the school?
Alam mo, both talaga. Hindi ko kasi hindi ko matatakasan yung school kapag may homework, kapag finals week. But alam mo, more on yung business yung tinatakasan ko. Like, this is an honest confession.
Yeah.
And I feel like ramdam din ngayon ng team yung difference nung naging all-in ako, naging full-time ako, and I dedicated my whole, time and energy this time.
Yeah. What happened there? Why was there a conflict and parang a balance of which saan ka mag-escape at kanino ka mag-escape?
Sa Hiraya Pilipina, as a startup, wala kasing systems, right? So I built it from scratch. I learned everything along the way together with the people that we have right now.
Yeah.
And when things start to get heavy, sabihin ko, may school ako tomorrow. So
Yeah.
parang, it's not a good thing for
Yeah.
me. But at the same time, I feel like yung school ko, I needed to finish that. Yes, for my future self, but also, I guess, for my younger self. Na parang, that was also my, not
Gift?
approach. My instrument.
Like a vehicle?
Vehicle.
Okay, yeah.
That was parang my vehicle of being young and enjoying my youth. Being in school.
I want to know more
Yeah.
about that. Kasi for a lot of business owners or at least negosyante, especially if they started with a common route na naririnig natin, which is they went out of school or far away from their degree and then they started a business, they become successful with it. For you, you were already building up Hiraya and you were already achieving a certain level of success, but you really committed to finish your studies. Why?
Top of mind na pumasok sa akin, ito yung lagi sinasabi sa akin ng dad ko, na kapag huwag mo sisimulan yung di mo kayang tapusin. For me, tumatak siya. And ngayon, yung mindset ko, it's not really kapag pinasok mo, kailangan mo nang tapusin all the way. Kasi ako naniniwala na ako ngayon sa pivot. Pero to a certain extent, that mindset was important to me. Kasi alam ko sa sarili ko na pinasok ko to, kailangan ko siyang panindigan. And alam mo, more than the subjects, the topics na natutuan ko sa school, it's more on the grit
Yeah.
Grabe, the grit talaga. Gusto ko na, paano ba ginagawa ko dito? Sinasabi mo rin niya sa akin, Cleo, tapusin mo na yung school mo. Pero, it's more on the grit talaga na yung accountancy, no, kailangan ko siyang ipasa. And I make it to a point na lahat ng natutuhan ko from school, kailangan nagmamatter siya sa business. Kailangan nagtatranslate siya. So natutuhan ko rin maging innovative in a way na hindi ko paglalaanan ng oras kung hindi ko magagamit sa business ko.
Yeah.
Maliban na lang, of course, kapag general subjects like
Yeah.
PE. Char.
Yeah. No, kahit PE, magagamit nyo, kailangan healthy ka, diba?
Yeah.
But I love that. Kasi maraming pumapasok sa school not knowing kung saan nila i-apply to. You had your own parang dojo, practice area. Now, you use school to kind of amplify the lessons para mas ma-apply sa business mo. Can you share some of the business lessons that you learned in school that you applied in Hiraya? If there are any.
Well, before mag-leave yung employees, kailangan may quit claim.
So yung mga technical.
No, kailangan talaga. Very, applicable lesson na yun for all business owners. Parang for all employees before they leave, they need to sign a quit claim to release you from all claims. For all legal claims, yeah.
Okay.
Totoo, tumatak siya sa akin from my accountancy prof. That's one. The second thing is, I think really starting small. Start small talaga. Kasi lahat ng pagkakamali ko, lahat ng huge, expensive mistakes ko in the business is because I went too big without the proper foundation.
Hmm.
And I think that kind of mindset is good at the beginning, di ba? Like,
You
to go for
big.
it, to dream big, ganun. Pero just to share with you, December 2024, we had an event. So it's called Hiraya Land. It's a whole ass event. I
Yeah.
invested millions. Grabe talaga. Oh my God. Like, for that weekend.
Yeah.
That was, I would say, my most expensive mistake yet. Because I think 2 to 3 M. And then, it wasn't a success. I mean, it wasn't a success doon sa indicators ko of success, you know. But I think the reason why it wasn't a success because ang laki ng ginastos ko. Ang laki, like I rented this whole 1,000 square meter studio sa Makati.
Yeah,
Ganon.
yeah.
Tapos nagpa-event ako. Tapos hindi pa clear yung goal. And when I could just start small and rent, for example, a 200 square meter, invite 50 people na sure at napupunta, create that community. So,
Yeah.
really starting small.
Yeah. Aside from starting, well, thank you for sharing that. I know that business lessons are really, expensive lessons, not just with the financial side, but also with the mental side.
Oh my, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you were going through that, what was going through your head? Like, how were you kind of like dealing with all of those?
I felt like a failure. Honestly, that was the first time I felt like a failure. And it's my first time sharing it as well in your podcast.
Yeah.
And to the online world. Because nakikita nila sa akin is, young age, ganyan, success. And honestly, for the longest time, Hiraya Pilipina, continuous ops siya eh. Continuous ops kasi grabe growth namin 300 times year on year. Ganun siya eh. And then December 2024 when that event happened, I felt like a failure. As in nagtatago lang ako sa parking lot buong time. Like, 9 to 6 yung event. Nasa parking lot ako, umiiyak ako sa best friend ko.
Talaga?
Yeah. Umiiyak ako because I felt like a failure but looking back, it was such a humbling experience that I'm forever grateful for because natutuhan ko to also appreciate the good things. Na-appreciate ko lalo yung mga ups. Na-appreciate ko lalo yung mga panahon na continuous yung success because hindi all the time. You also have to prepare for the rainy days pala. So, mas naging humble ako, mas naging grounded ako, and ngayon, mas naging careful ako sa decision ko.
Yeah. Wow. Love that. Well, thank you for your vulnerability and sharing that here in the pod. But I was just like imagining you in your car, like crying, and that must have been really painful.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay.
If you were to give an advice to like the Clay of planning it all, aside from like starting small, what advice would you give to that person? Ano yung parang advice na mabibigay mo before, kung makakausap mo ulit yung Cleo na yun, back before 2024? Yeah.
Maybe 3 things. First is that it's very important to have a no person in your team. What do I mean by that? Yung team ko kasi parang G na G sila sa lahat ng ideas ko. Parang, oo, naniniwala kami sa'yo, Cleo, game, kaya yan. But it's also very important to have that no person. Yung parang, i-challenge yung ideas mo. Wala kasi ako nun before. And right now, I have that person in my team. And she's my first executive hire.
Wow.
Yes. Also,
Adulting hires.
adulting hires. She's bringing in her more than a decade of experience from business and corporate. So my ideas are definitely being challenged right now. So I think that's very important, especially for, big purchases. Basta malaki.
Yeah.
That's one. Number 2, alam mo, masyado ko siyang kinarga mag-isa during that time. May mga times sa business ko na kaya ko mag-isa. Like, hindi ko siya sinishare sa team. Tapos, ewan ko, feeling ko meron akong syndrome na dahil ako lang yung may kagagawa ng lahat na to, ako lang yung may kasalanan sa dulo. Para hindi ko sila hindi ko sila sisihin. I don't know paano siya ipaliwanag. Pero ngayon, if I were to give an advice, it's to really share your ideas with the team. Allow them to involve mo sila. Involve mo
Yeah.
sila sa process. Sana hindi ko siya kinarga lahat mag-isa. Nung nagda-doubt ako kung mag-work ba siya o hindi. Nung nagda-doubt ako kung parang hindi pala siya feasible sa time frame na gusto natin. Pwede bang i-extend? Hindi ko siya sinabi lahat. Kinarga ko siya lahat mag-isa. And, entrepreneurship gets lonely sometimes, especially when you're a solo founder. So, it's very important as well to surround yourself with people who will believe in you.
Yeah.
That's the second one. Ano pa bang third? Third is to have a goal in mind. I think us kasi, parang sabi ko lang, okay, I want this event. Anong goal niyan? Ay, gusto ko community. Okay, relationship building with community. Pero may sales ha. Gusto ko bumenta tayo ng malaki kasi 12-12, kasi Pasko. Tapos, Christmas shopping. Parang kalat. Sabog yung goals. Pero, mahalaga to also filter which is your top 1 to 3 goals lang ba.
Yeah.
Yeah, like mahalaga kasi iba pa, alam mo ako before very sabog ako. I mean, I feel like ngayon naman medyo sabog pa rin ako.
Hindi naman. I would disagree on that. But yeah, go.
Pero, to have a goal in mind na alam ng buong team na doon tayo papunta is very important. And as a leader, kailangan ikaw yung magsaset nun eh. As a leader, hindi yung ikaw pa mismo yung sabog.
Yeah.
Kasi sila sabog din.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many lessons. Thank you. Ang ganda ng mga lessons sa shinare mo. First is really, I love the fact na kailangan clear talaga yung goal. No, na hindi pwedeng you go into this, you try to wing it.
Yeah.
Like kailangan you clear ang intentions mo, right? And the two is also like it marries each other. Having a no person in the team who challenges your idea is very valuable, and not share or not carry the responsibility and the burdens alone. Like you gotta bring your team with you. With that being said, I think you are coming from a perspective na malaki talaga yung role ng team mo. Not just you as a solo founder. And I think yun ang sakit ng mga solo founders na ako na lang, sige. Ako naman gumawa nito before eh.
Totoo.
Ako na gagawa nito. What shifted in you in terms of being a leader for Hiraya Pilipina na after that, okay, this is what's gonna change and this is what's gonna happen. How did you shift it as a leader?
Before, sabi mo nga, we are so used to doing things alone. And now that you're growing, alam mo, you cannot grow alone.
Yeah, as a leader, paano mo siya, meron bang parang nagbago? How did you now involve your team? Na parang, guys, I don't want to make this mistake again. How did you now communicate with the team? Like, walk me through, like that happened, 2024. How did you bounce back?
Alam mo, the biggest shift kasi talaga is having that senior hire eh. For me, just to be frank lang, it's not an internal thing eh. Yung senior hire ko talaga, when I got Miss Nika in the team, everything changed. When I got this senior hire, alam mo yung parang ramdam mo na yung buong team, shucks, I'm so motivated parang they're also motivated to, parang kumbaga tataas din yung kalidad ng trabaho nila. Kasi you're already bringing these A players eh.
Yeah.
Na parang, ganyan na pala yung mga hinahire ni Cleo ngayon. Kailangan ko na mag-step up. Because before, alam mo yun, di ba? Right? Like, my first few team members nagsimula from packing, na tinuruan ko talaga. Tas ngayon, e-com lead, customer success lead. So, I'm very compassionate with my team members and I loved growing with them along the way. But this senior hire coming in, and I feel like as a solo founder, if you think it's time to expand to that level na. That for me, that's such a huge breakthrough.
Yeah.
Pagkakaroon ng executive.
Well, I think if you're at that level, and I'm happy you find a match because some people, they don't want to do that kasi parang they're bringing in someone outside of the team, no, to really help them scale up. But also, I brought here on the podcast Steve C. And I know you've been talking with him as well.
Yeah, he's my mentor too.
He's your mentor too, right? So isa sa mga nabanggit niya is like, if you want to work with like the best people, like kailangan mo silang hanapin sa ibang companies
Oh my
kasi nagtatrabaho na yung mga yan.
That's true.
Meron na silang trabaho,
Yeah.
so kailangan mo sila mahanap. And I'm happy that the hire is working for you. Congrats on that. Now, moving on to the evolution of you. Kasi for you, like yes, the business from 2024, okay, big mistake.
Yeah.
Okay, mistake, honest mistake. Let's learn from that. 2025, a breakout year again.
I know.
Congratulations
yeah.
again.
Thank
But
you.
what's like the biggest lesson that you've learned from last year in the business?
Alam mo, last year, I really thought na we're gonna plateau our sales. Kasi nga year-on-year growth. And I feel like 2025, ano pa bang iba natin gagawin? Parang wala nang, again, walang goal in mind for 2025. I thought we were gonna plateau. But then, when I put systems in place, so yun yung prioritize ko last year, together with the executive hire, putting the right systems, SOPs in place, together with the right talent. That was a huge breakthrough for us. Kasi, would you believe na the reason why bumababa lang yung sales namin is not, kasi akala ko una, okay, marketing kailangan ko lang to create more videos. Ganun ako mag-isip before. Parang very day-to-day basis. Mababa yung sales. TikTok lang yan. Post lang ako ng video. Lalaki ulit benta namin. But the reason why we're going down is because out of stock kami ng
Yeah.
best-selling SKUs. And it's the lack of system. It's the lack of the proper system in place. So, when that was put into place, shucks, yun lang pala. Yun lang pala yung kailangan. And, you know, it reminds me na you cannot ask for growth when you don't have the container for it. Because I thought in order to grow, I need to go to more channels. Okay, explore agad tayo ng other physical stores. Kasi gusto ko na growth Growth, scaling, grow fast, ganyan. Or kaya, new product lines agad. Kaya nga ako nag-explore ng different product lines kasi akala ko that's the way to have more sales. But hindi pala ganun. Sometimes, real growth comes not from adding more things, but to fixing what you already have, making it better, solidifying it, making it so perfect na, alam mo, hindi siya kabutas-butas before you scale.
Yeah.
So that's what I did, and turns out we grew. We grew small growth lang at 9.8%,
Yeah.
but it was also our first 9-digit
Wow.
sales revenue.
Officially a 9-figure brand. Congrats. That's huge.
Thank
Congratulations. From someone na nang hiram ng 20,000 to now building that empire. Congrats as well. Okay.
so
But I think I want to highlight one thing from what you said. Kasi a lot of businesses grow, right? And scale and reach that point. But for you, with the systems in place, I could say that you've also lived your most, I don't know, based from the content that I'm seeing online, most, the calm, most freeing Cleo as well. Hindi ko alam kung sumabay din yung graduation mo. But, yun nga, nakita ko na lumaki yung business pero hindi lumaki yung stress. Like, can you say, of course, with the business, with the systems in place, but how about on the personal side? How have you evolved? How have you grown? And what's like the biggest lesson that you have for the past year, growing, internally, personally?
Me moving out.
Oh
So,
yeah, congrats on that too.
I moved out at, how old was I? 19? 20? Patapos na yung college. So, balikan ako noon from Enderan and Rizal. Me moving out. Alam mo, the reason why I'm working so hard for quote-unquote money, it's not really that Hindi siya yung money, it's the freedom. Yun talaga ako, dun ako na-addict, I would say. Na parang, shit, ito pala yung nabibili ng pera. Freedom. Kalayaan na parang, you know, the ability to travel to the places you just once dreamt of, the ability to have your own space,
Yeah.
the ability to, of course, pay off my own education. Yun yung, for me, that was the that was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And biggest shift rin yun for me. Kasi akala ko, maraming tao akala nilang tatrabaho lang for money. But money doesn't have any value. Money itself doesn't have any real value. Papel lang yan. Pero ano ba yung gusto mo beyond money?
Yeah.
Is it the freedom? Is it, the ability to sleep without thinking about debt?
Yeah.
So yung freedom talaga, I feel like I really embraced freedom. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah.
Tama ba?
Yeah,
Yung
thank you.
sinabi
Yeah, I
ko.
love that kasi yung sa like money itself, it doesn't have any value. Right? But what you can buy with it, that's what makes a difference. Like for you, it's like really the moving out and having that kind.
What was the question again kanina?
No,
Sagot ko ba?
the question is like how did you evolve? What was the things that changed like within you like, personally? And for you, it was really freedom. Like you moved
Yeah.
out, right?
And setting boundaries. Setting boundaries as well. With people talaga. Even with family actually. Kasi ito also, I think a lot of people would relate to this na especially as a panganay, I'm the eldest child, parang in our culture, you're expected to be a parent. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're expected to also help financially, ganon. But together with Coach Yani, it's also setting that boundary na I'm not really obligated naman to
Yeah.
provide. And wala naman akong sariling family right now. So I also have to communicate that with my family
Yeah.
na I'm not obligated to provide and I don't want that responsibility. So setting that boundary. Kasi I feel like for a lot of breadwinners, kumbaga they're put into that position na hindi naman nila kagustuhan. Kumbaga akala nila parang, ito na yun eh, nandito na ako, nandito panganay ako yung may trabaho, ako na yung una gumraduate, ako na magpapaaral sa mga kapatid ko.
Yeah.
But even if that was implied early on, I really set boundaries. Sabi ko na, parang hindi eh. I think it's still my parents' responsibility. And it's not my responsibility even as the eldest child. Because at the end of the day, anak lang din ako.
Yeah.
Ayun.
And at the same time, like you can still give, right?
Yes!
But it should be something not as an obligation, not as a duty, but more of a choice.
Yes, and ang sarap magbigay out of love.
Yeah.
Yun yung na-feel ko eh, na parang when I love giving out of love, pero if it's starting to, giving out of obligation, parang hindi, kasi even money, di ba, it has emotion. So dapat
Yeah.
magaan mong binibigay para yung mag-receive, magaan din para sa kanila.
Yeah.
And sabi ko sa kanila, gusto ko pang nagbibigay ako out of love.
How did that impact you when you set those boundaries? Ano yung naramdaman mo? Ano yung nagbago sa'yo once you did that?
I feel like I'm breaking generational curses.
Yeah, well, talk
As a Gen
about
Z.
that. Yeah, what do you mean by that? Breaking
No, because
generational curses.
I mean, we're all, especially in our Filipino culture, as I mentioned earlier, parang even as panganay, automatic breadwinner ka na. Kung
Yeah.
mag-graduate ka na, automatic ikaw na magpapaaral sa mga kapatid mo. Automatic ikaw na yung magbabayad ng bills sa bahay.
Yeah.
But for me, and people might think it's selfish. People, kaya mo naman, bakit hindi mo gawin?
Yeah, so-
Or, you have the capability
Yun.
naman.
You have a lot, di ba?
Yeah.
So, bakit di ka tumulong?
Oo,
Ganon.
bakit ka hindi tumulong? Well, first off, marami kang pwedeng tulungan. Hindi lang din naman yung family mo. Pwede ka tumulong sa, any charity that you like.
Yeah.
Ang sarap kasi tumulong eh. For me, ang sarap tumulong talaga out of love. And for me, I still continue to give as long as it's out of love. Wow, parang
Yeah.
paulit-ulit ako doon.
No, it makes sense. Na I think I saw a podcast na basically famous, content creator wrote a check for like $1 million, $2 million, ganun. And then binigay niya and then he felt bad. Now he feels bad because he felt bad na dahil it's supposed to make me feel good dahil
Yeah.
nagbigay ako. Pero bakit ako nagbigay? Parang ganun yung mindset niya.
Yeah.
And then he later realized that because yung binigyan niya doesn't mean anything to him. So it's not about the money, right? It's like the fact that you're giving, it's not the amount. It should mean something to you. It should have an internal meaning for you. So if it's like obligation sa'yo na ibigay mo to as a panganay, it parang minsan may guilt pa na, sige nang bibigay na ako para lang tapos na. Versus you really want to give and it has a meaning for you.
Exactly.
That mas magaan ibigay.
Sarap
right?
magbigay. Money is energy at the end
yeah.
of the day.
And for you, that's a way of like starting your own. You're breaking the generational curses and starting like new patterns, new beliefs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
new traditions.
New
Right now,
traditions.
I still bring my family every year, twice a year to travel. Kasi yun yung, for me, that's my way of like giving back and letting them experience new things. Like just this January, we were in Japan. That was like all expenses paid.
Wow.
Yeah. And masarap magbigay when it's out of